Welcome to the long-awaited channel debut of the Suzuki DR-Z4s. The zippiness, the punchiness, the torquiness of the DRZ is what makes it awesome. I want you to see this. Piss winded in second, let's do it. 2,000 feet down to the valley floor. Oh, whiskey throttled that. Oops. This thing's shockingly nimble. You forget that it's 300 plus pounds. Oh, chipmunk. Oh, weird. Whoa, to the mountaintop. Dude, I thought it was gonna be stupid bullshit, brother. Everything I didn't like about the 390 is fixed by this. You may not love buying it, but you will love riding it for sure. I hate how much I like it. Hello friends, welcome back to the Dork side and welcome to the long-awaited channel debut of the Suzuki DR-Z4s. We'll get into the background and why it's taken so long when I get to a little bit slower section where the wind noise isn't as bad, so bear with me because the wind noise won't be bad the whole time. But my first question about this bike, and one that I'm sure a lot of you have, is it any better on the highway than the old DRZ? And we're gonna go 70 on this backstretch over here. But first, some twisties. Brand new tire on the rear, so taking it easy. But the first thing I notice out here, and you can see it, watch. Anytime you accelerate, I'm in power mode A, which is the fastest mode, and traction control mode 1. The TC kicks on. What is that about? What is the point of traction control that kicks on dry pavement? Like, is it keeping the front from lifting up? What is it doing? And it's only when I accelerate that I half wonder if it doesn't like knobbies or if it's broken or what. I don't know, but 75, the engine doesn't feel wrapped out, but it is buzzy. So I feel like I've got more power, and I do. It doesn't feel like it's like hanging on for dear life at 75. But there's definitely vibration in the handlebars, but no worse than a KLR in my opinion. It definitely feels less wrung out, and I'm remembering my DRZ from, it's been a few years, so if my memory is a little foggy, I apologize, but it definitely feels less wrapped out, and it's supposed to, because while they didn't change the gearing, supposedly it makes more power at a lower RPM, and so it doesn't have to be as wrapped out to go over 70 as it used to be. It still only has 5 gears, which is a problem. Watch the TC again. It's definitely limiting the power. I can feel it. So, if this were my bike and I wasn't playing around with the traction control, I would just keep it turned off all the time, unless it was raining or something, because that's limiting me significantly. In fact, I'm gonna turn it off, and we'll see what the difference is. That's about all I needed to know about that. Off, there we go. Off mode, okay. Feels kind of pointless to me, and all it does is limit your power even when it doesn't need to. I guess, you know, if you're concerned about the horsepower of this bike as a new rider, it's nice to have that stuff to tame it down a little, but I don't know, man. The zippiness, the punchiness, the torquiness of the DRZ is what makes it awesome. Why is traction control take that away from me, even on the street? Can't imagine that's going to get a lot of use by most people. Just like the lower power modes, again. If you're a newer rider, they're trying to make this more beginner-friendly because it is a little torquey, a little punchy. That makes sense to me, but for me personally, I don't know why I would ever run it in anything but A. I know how to use a clutch. Anyway, we're going to head out to the off-road section, so we'll catch up with you there, but I just wanted to show you at least a little bit of what the freeway highway speed looks like, and we'll do maybe a full top speed freeway test in a separate video. I want you to see this. Hey, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I'm putting out the 360 camera. That's how much I love you guys, because I absolutely despise editing footage from this thing, because it's just a lot of extra work. But on a first ride, y'all want to see the bike, you know? I know that. I got you. I understand. Give the people what they want, which right now is this hill climb I'm about to do. I assume. I hope, because that's what you're getting. Oh, this thing tractors, dude. I'm at full inflation, by the way, both tires. I got a flat the first time I took this out, which is part of why it took so long to get this video done. I'm running full inflation today, not messing around. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Piss winded in second. Let's do it. Suspension is not terrible, dude. Always so much garbage up here. I'm definitely gonna get a freaking nail in my tire, dude. Anyway, that's a hill climb, so test 1 done. Anyway, if I'm testing the bike, you should probably get a look at it, so here it is in all her yellow glory. Thanks to Suzuki for the loan, and thanks to Jesse, One Lost Moto on Instagram. Go follow him for getting hurt so that I could get it from him. Thanks, Jesse. Way to take one for the team. Well, that's fun, but let's go ride some single track, because it's right here, so why not? Why not just do it? Ooh, a little slippery on those roots, eh? Whoa, this thing is torquey, dude. Yeah, not used to that. Always out here on 300s and stuff. I definitely should have my visor down. Well, it is muddy, dude. It rained this week, and it's slippery, turns out. Who knew? I actually did. I just chose not to do anything about it because I'm an idiot. Go me. Yeah, I mean, spider webs alone are a reason to close your freaking visor, dude. This thing is, it's torquey and smooth. I like it. I knew I would. I mean, I know those of you who've been around for a while know I loved my DRZ. I had a 2020. It was black. It looked awesome. One of my favorite bikes of all time, easily, was that DRZ. So nobody was more excited than me when they announced it was getting an update. And nobody was more disappointed than me when I heard some of the features. That's an exaggeration. Look, it wasn't what I wanted. I don't think they gave us what everybody wanted anyway. I don't think any one person is completely happy with the redesign. But a lot of what they did, most of what they did well. I wanted a 6th gear, you know? I wanted that. I really did. It's got plenty of power to go on the highway all day. And you could have kept all the other gears the same, not lose any of the download torquiness, and cruise on the highway all day. It's like the perfect unicorn bike. The Golden Tire Fatty is hooking up good. This is supposed to be like the best front tire. I know guys that run them on their 890s, which is crazy to me because I'm not 100% sure it's street legal, but anyway, single track. Mostly got that camera within the frame of the bike, but dude, my luck, I will definitely tag it on a tree, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Hopefully it's a good shot. I've never used this angle before. I usually just go across the handlebars, but it makes it even harder to navigate the tight stuff, so I thought let's err on the side of keeping a narrow footprint. Oh no, a branch, what are we gonna do? It sounded like it broke. I might be the first person that's ridden over that one. Oh, the clutch is just smooth. Feathering is easy. Feeding power in and out, yeah. Here's where I ate on the 450L the first time I rode it. Oh, yeah, definitely. I was thinking about coming up the other side of this, the steeper side. I'm glad I didn't now. I'm not getting the traction I want from the rear at the moment. Here's the scary viewpoint where you can see 2,000 feet down to the valley floor. Sketchy. I'm winded already. Put some weight on this summer. It's definitely feeling different. It's time to do the winter break diet. Yeah, here's the steep part that I didn't want to ride up. It's drier because it's on the outside here, so that's good. Whew, it's just right on the edge of a cliff. You think I would prefer going up it. Safer, easier. All right, this is where we started. Let's see how slidey it is going up again. How much of that was my fault? Definitely does great out here. This has always been one of my favorite bikes. The root right there, that's what I hit before. To do trail riding stuff on. One of my favorite street legal bikes anyway. To do trail riding type stuff on. You know, I cut my teeth riding trails on this in the 250L, out here in fact, mostly. I've ridden here more than anywhere. It's good at that, feels just the same. You know, and that was my hypothesis, that was my conclusion at the end of my test ride I did on this at Touratech. I was just thoroughly whelmed because it feels exactly like a DRZ, for good or for ill. And I still get that feeling, it feels exactly like a DRZ. That's not a bad thing, except you can get a DRZ for $3,000 used, you know, or you can pay $9,000 for this one. There are other advantages, but at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about. All right, let's go down to the lower trails. Single track's fun. Let's go do the faster stuff. Before we get too much farther into the video, I just want to say thanks to the sponsor for today's video, and that's Brake Free, which is this beautiful unit you see right here on the back of my head. And the way it works is this. Watch, I'll hit the brakes. it tells you when I'm braking in a much more visible and safe way than your typical taillights, which you can also see are down below me. There's a freaking grouse right here. And it also detects when you just slow down, when you let off the gas, and when you downshift. So it's not just a brake light, it alerts drivers nearby to every time you change speed, when you reduce your speed, and it just makes you more visible in general. And I just think it's such a simple, elegant device. It's a total no-brainer, and it's totally worth what it costs, and you can save even more if you use promo code DORK in the road and pick it up at the link in the description. But it's this simple. Watch, I'll take it off my helmet. Easy, right? You just charge it up, and then when you're ready, you just put it back on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Can't put a price on safety, but for 150 bucks, you never know how many accidents you can prevent. But I definitely see people pulling back, staying farther away when I have this thing going. So highly recommend it. Simple, easy to use, battery lasts forever. Brake-free tech. Give them a follow on Instagram and check out the link in the description. Get one for yourself. Okay, 1214, rocky, flat, fun. Let's do it. I don't think there's anybody else up here, but it's always in the back of my mind. That's a fresh track for sure. That ain't mine. So somebody was up here at some point recently. Since the rain, anyway. Oh. Okay, let's go back up that one. I never do it backwards. That'll be fun. Oh, I didn't even know there was a route there. I always come over it from the other side, never see it. Oh, yeah, whiskey throttled that. Yeah, whiskey throttled that. Lean forward, idiot. Whoa, I hit wheelies well, though. That was incredibly easy. Yikes, dude, that was almost bad. I'm riding around 300s too much. That was so whiskey throttle. I pulled back instead of just lifting up. Oops. More power than I was expecting. God, that was easy, though. That was something. First gear, that was second gear, dude. Second gear. Oh, yeah. Remarkably easy. Oh. Yeah. Oh, this thing's a wheelie machine, dude. Scared the piss out of me. Oh. I'll tell you what, though. There was a moment, like, it started to get away and I could feel my hand pulling back. And instead of just pure panic, either bailing off or tightening down, I had the presence of mind to stop and think and be like, just relax, get forward, get off the throttle, you'll be okay, and ride it out. And that is a massive difference from even a couple years ago, dude. I didn't have that skill, so my heart is racing right now. In the moment of panic, I managed to survive. So we're gonna take it a little easier. All right, let's get in second where we a little less torquey. There we go. Dude, this thing is shockingly nimble. You forget that it's 300 plus pounds. You know, it's a heavy dual sport, but it's a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off. And it has a lot to recommend it over, you know, like the 500 EXCF, which is a lot more money and 60 pounds lighter, but has those crazy maintenance intervals, the super high-strung engine, all the high compression, all the high maintenance. This thing is just a freaking cockroach. You don't even, if you forget about maintenance, it doesn't really care. It's not going to explode on you. I mean, assuming it's the same as the old DRZs, and I have not heard word one about common mechanical issues with these. So there's a lot there, and there aren't many Japanese dual sports that are in this power band and this weight that have the reliability, better reliability, and most of the capability of like the 500s and stuff. So, you know, that's the class this is in, and I think I didn't understand that when I did my early video, or I discounted it, I think is what happened. I was like, well, who cares about that? Well, I do, idiot. Like, I'm exactly the person that wants that bike. That's why I liked my old DRZ so much. And that's why I'm excited for this one. Yeah, we'll get a chance to see if it's truly that. Now, the trade-off is, on the highway, it's uncomfortable, but it's more comfortable than a 500 EXCF on the highway, because I went to Power planning to buy one when they were $9,000. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these today, but I better just test ride it first, get a feel for it again, because I hadn't been on one in a while, and I got it on the highway, and I was like, hell no, this is awful. And like, I don't ride on the highway all the time, but I do sometimes, otherwise I just buy dirt bikes, and it's just like, it's not awesome. I don't know how people do it. Everybody I know that's done it a lot is sworn off doing it on the 500s because it's just not comfortable, but this thing is not comfortable on the highway, but it's more comfortable than the 500, I'll tell you that. It definitely is. Oh, yeah, starting to get a feel for it. Kind of throw her around. She's real nimble and responsive, honestly. It's really good. All right. Okay, let's go down to the fun trails. Okay, this trail's fun. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Let's see how muddy it is. No, not at all. Look at that. Front is soft on the landing. I need to crank it up some, I feel like. Oh, oh. Yeah, I don't want to jump into the puddle. That's not a great place for that. Oops. What's up here? What's this one? This one's better. Kind of cased it, though. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Better going back the other way, I bet. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And here's where it gets slippery. Slippery mud. Sorry, Suzuki, this mud will never, ever leave this bike. Ever. That's snot gun for you. It's part of it now. Is it even the Dork in the Road video if we don't go up to the freaking mountaintop? I don't think it is. So, what I haven't tried yet is the gravel traction control. Let's see how that does on the way back up to the freaking mountain. We can hit some of these little whoopsies on the way out with it and see how that does. Okay, well, it's not cutting power like the freaking street traction control does, at least not yet. This one doesn't have much of a freaking landing zone. Doesn't mean you can't do something. Oh, chipmunk, oh! I didn't get him, he's not in the road, but that was very close. He ran right at the tire. Buddy, that was bad decision making all around. The seat is very typically dual sport, plywoody. I would immediately want a seat concepts. I've already looked into it, they don't have one yet, but that was one of the first things that went on my DRZ back in the day. Doesn't seem like that's changed much. It's not really a seat you're supposed to sit on all day. So you're standing up, and in terms of moving back and forth and sliding side to side and getting your ass crack on the crack of the seat, it's great for that, but I'd rather fight that a little in the super hard riding and be comfortable the rest of the time, personally. Your mileage may vary. I really like the power. It's got a great, useful amount of power, and yet just enough to surprise you, so I guess I see some of the justification for the traction control since I freaking whiskey throttled it already today. But it's very responsive and intuitive. It seems to be able to do what you want to do. You can put it where you want it to be, like a good dirt bike, like a good dual sport. I don't know. I mean, I like it. I knew I would like it. Like, I've never said that it's a bad machine. I have questioned the choices that were made and what they decided to change and what they decided not to change. And I've questioned the pricing decision. But I've never said this is a bad motorcycle, and it's a great motorcycle. It's very fun. $7,500 is a no-brainer. $8,000 even, it's not a slam dunk, but it's an easy call. $9,000 just feels like, you know, you go to the dealership determined to get a good deal, and they just won't budge, and you end up paying a little over MSRP, or you end up paying high book, and it's like, well, I don't feel good about it, but it could have been a lot worse. That's the feeling I get about the price of this thing. It's like, I don't love it, but it's not like 100% absolutely hell no. It's just like, I would leave feeling like I paid too much. Huh, okay, I can feel it catching me when I try to slide the ass out. Interesting, but it hasn't stopped me from doing anything yet. I wonder if you can do a burnout with it. Let's see. No, but I got the front end up. Huh. Weird. Whoa! I don't know if it saved me or I did, but that was a lot more slippery than I was expecting. This thing has great power at all RPMs. Huh. This gravel mode's actually fun. I got a lot of power, but it's just saving me when I'm doing dumb. They should call it fast gravel mode. I'd be interested to play around with it on some of the trails and stuff and see how it feels power-wise. Yeah, it won't let me slide the ass. You can see it kicking in. Interesting. So I guess if you get one of these bikes and the power concerns you and you're afraid you're gonna slide out on every corner, gravel mode is freaking godsend because it just won't do it. It just won't do it. Yeah, it's totally saving me. You can see it kicking in. Interesting. Fast gravel training wheels. Man, that could be bad because I'll start railing these corners as hard as I want, knowing I'm not gonna slide out. Or at least assuming I'm not gonna slide out and then actually slide out because it's not perfect. It's not a 6-axis, it's just wheel spin. Torquey though, you can just stay in third and slow down and still accelerate out of the corners. Plenty of bikes don't do that. The 390 didn't do that. Damn it, I like this thing. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that. I want to not like it, but it's fun. And unique, and I like it. That gravel mode really is doing something. Interesting. Make sure it's clear. We're good. Dude, this thing just sticks to the gravel with gravel mode. That's interesting. Yeah, who needs a quick shifter, man? Just let off the gas and push the lever up or down like that, and it's fine. Why pay extra? My foot is a quick shifter. To the mountaintop. Ah, this thing's got a perfect amount of power. It is very fun. I love going uphill. Boy, that's a front suspension. Oh, it feels soft. It's really eating this up. It's pretty good for stock, especially with my weight. The rumors about the quality of the fatty are not exaggerated, bro. That's good. I like it. It's not good because I want to buy it. They're a pretty soft, not cheap tire. Oh yeah, bro. I needed second there. Interesting. It's like completely absorbing my fear of low siding. It just keeps cutting it. And gravel mode is actually good. Dude, I thought it was going to be stupid bullshit. It's actually pretty useful. Who knew? Just assumed it would be overly intrusive, but it really isn't. It just stopped wheel spin. Well, the view up here is terrible, so avert your eyes if you're into such things. If you don't want to be just like visually maimed by ugliness. Oh yeah, brother. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Brother. Welcome to the mountaintop. There she is. On top of the world where she belongs. And there's the whole Willamette Valley. Crazy. So neat up here. Not even an hour from home. Just lucky. Pretty damn cool. I have said forever, the only bike I regret selling is my DRZ. The only one I want to get back is my DRZ. This thing just reminds me of all the reasons I always say that. Ooh, this is really loose. Let's see what gravel mode does. It's kicking in a little, but it kept me moving. Huh. All right, well, back down the mountain. And let's talk about final conclusions before I head back today. Just like raw emotion, top of my head. I love riding this thing. It's a blast. And it's a blast for all the reasons that my DRZ was a blast. And, you know, the added confidence of not having to deal with jetting and elevation changes and cold starts, which was always an interesting proposition on the old bike. It appeals to me. Definitely appeals to me. It's definitely harder to work on now. You know, you don't have that simplicity of banging it back together with a rock. You can't just rejet the carburetor and put a hole in the airbox now. But you can't just buy a new ECU. If they're not out yet, they will be. I'm not a gung-ho carburetor guy. I'm definitely more experienced with fuel injection. I have no problems with it. but I know some people are. The modes, the power modes, I'm not sure what the point of that is, other than just to give you less power. So I guess it keeps the front wheel on the ground, and it feels nimble, it feels like a dual sport. It doesn't feel super heavy, even though I know it's heavy. It's a heavy dual sport. Gravel mode is shockingly good. I thought I was gonna hate it. It was gonna be pointless. I thought it was gonna be like rain mode, like just, you know, zero power at all if the wheel starts to spin. It turns out all it does is keep you from low siding. So it's more like the off-road traction control on the KTMs that way. That's what it reminds me of. And it gives you a lot of confidence to rail corners, which is good in that it'll teach you, you'll learn how fast you can actually go, and bad because you'll get super confident and then you'll get on a bike that doesn't have it and you'll definitely low side. Dude, this thing pulls. It's so torquey down low. It's got mad crawl power. It's everything I didn't like about the 390 is fixed by this. But that 390, I swear, is for a new rider. Like it's really where it falls. An experienced rider is gonna get annoyed with the limitations pretty quick. This thing, despite having similar, it's either the same or the 390 is a little higher horsepower. This thing's way torqueier. I'd much rather be on this. It just feels twice as powerful, seriously. And it feels a lot narrower and a lot more nimble. So that might be a comparison worth making once I get a little bit more seat time on this bike, assuming they let me keep it that long. I'm waiting for an email to find out what that looks like. But let me know what your questions are about this new DRZ. What do you want me to test? I'll probably try to do a top speed freeway test, hopefully, if we can, while we still have it. I'd like to do the regular gamut of testing and get at least 500, if not 1,000 miles on it before I start thinking about making a review video. But if you're a DRZ lover like me, if you have a soft spot in your heart for the old DRZ, you will love riding this bike. You may not love buying it, but you will love riding it for sure. It gives me all those feels. And the DRZ was the bike that really opened my eyes as a rider to what was possible, and really, like, you know, I've got that Explorer thrill seeker scale, and I was a solid like 1. Like, I didn't give a crap about thrill seeking. I just wanted to ride places, and it was the DRZ that really opened my eyes to the possibilities of riding fast and fun and doing harder stuff on purpose, and it made me a better rider. My final conclusion for today is I hate how much I like it, because I literally want one. I was up on that mountaintop thinking about selling my 300L and just getting this and putting a bigger fuel tank on it, because it would do everything I do on that bike. And I love my 300L. Funded just limited at the moment, so I'd have to make a sacrifice. I don't know, man. I like it. I wish it was $8,000. I'd be just gushing right now if it was $8,000. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to spend more time on it. Despite the fact that it's been in my garage for over a month and I haven't ridden it, I've been very excited to get out on this bike. I just was gone in Moab, and I did the Idaho BDR, and then when I got home and finally rode it, I got a flat tire, and it took me a week to get that changed, and then blah, 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 blah. It's just been, the world's been against me, trying to keep us apart, but now that we're together, we'll never be separated until Suzuki takes it back. Big shout out and thank you to Suzuki for loaning me this. Big shout out and thank you to Break Free for sponsoring this video and the channel. I really do think that's a super cool item. Wow, the clutch control here, the feathering, it's really responsive. Like, yeah, I like it a lot. That's some of the other things I learned on the old DRZ, is that the clutch is not an on-off switch. I'll start a playlist, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see more DRZ content, or, you know, just subscribe because I'm your internet riding buddy, or at least I want to be your internet riding buddy, and I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I come with a mute button. So please consider subscribing. Let's see how gravel mode does us around this corner. Uphill. Oh, that's dangerous, dude. I want to push that to the limit. That's not a good... Or it is, I don't know. It's awesome if you want to learn to ride gravel fast and take corners faster, if that's the thing that slows you down riding with your friends, and for a lot of people I know it is. This is an excellent tool. It's one of the best I've used, which is shocking considering how basic it is. Anyway, I'm going to get out of the woods and stop talking to you, so thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.